Okay, so let's move on to inventory management. So tell us about how you project. What is some methodology that you apply?
Yeah, so we find like I said, the biggest investment in time in our first year was trying to get really good inventory, both stocking ingredients and make sure we have enough at FBA centers. And so Amazon has some inventory projection tools, and they're okay. And again, I can only speak as to their impact or efficacy as it relates to my products. But we found that they were not as accurate as we hoped. And also on either side. In other words, they weren't always a little less or a little more than we needed. Sometimes they were less, sometimes they were more. So, we realized pretty early on that we needed to move our reliance off of their own tools or only using their own tools. And so, again, we found some third-party tools that track each ASIN to help us make good forecasting estimates. Now, again, the sellers know there's negative impacts of not enough stock, but also too much stock. Amazon hits you with a low stock inventory if you have less than 30 days of product, and they'll hit you with storage fees, if your product isn't moving quick enough. And so, that can make things difficult, especially if your own supply chain to make your product is difficult to manage as well. This can be really tough, but getting good at this is key. And I would say all new sellers on Amazon, of course, get your listings right, get that stuff right, but nail your pricing, but spend your time trying to get as good as you can on inventory, because it'll pay off, tenfold. And when you're not good at inventory, not only do you incur extra costs, but your listing and ranking suffer because, the Amazon algorithms don't hold your place when they run out of product. They forget about you, and then they start again anew. So you really need to invest here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is not having enough stock is interruption in sales. That's the worst thing that can happen. So all your ranking will disappear. It will take 2 weeks to get back to where you were if you ever have interruption in your PPC campaigns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your sales velocity is everything. Everything is a moving average calculation. So every day is being added. So you run out of stock, that's a big deal. Uh, Equally, if you have too much stock, then you run out of cash because you've ordered. I mean, Amazon will penalize you anyway, but with higher storage fees. But you bought the stuff, you paid for it, you brought it in or whatever, and it's sitting in the warehouse, except it's taking longer to monetize. So there isn't enough money to finance inventory. Never. So this is a big problem, right?
Yeah, look, when a product is sitting on a shelf, whether it's in your warehouse or at Amazon's warehouse, no one is making money with it. And so no one wants products sitting, on shelves. Of course, it's very hard to do just in time, perfectly. You never will, but you have to shoot for it. You have to try anyways. For this particular business, our potting mix business, we've found that 60 days of inventory is a good range for us right now, given the size of our business, to have at Amazon. So for all our SKUs, that's what we're working towards at present.
So, okay, let's get some specifics in this discussion that will help sellers. So, keep 60 days of inventory at Amazon. While you have 60 days of inventory at Amazon, how much inventory do you keep in the home base?
So, it's a rolling cycle. So we're always making it and getting it ready for the next one. Our business is young. And so we're only now starting to get a feel for seasonality, Nick. So, we don't yet know that in April we need 3 times the product we need in February. We're learning that slowly. So we're making mistakes. And I would say to any seller, like, don't beat yourself up too much. This isn't a sort of overnight learning. It takes some time. But right now, we do have a sense of the ratio we need and how much we need to make to keep that 60 days active. We're also growing very fast. And so our sales are going up a lot. So what worked last month might not work next month. And so we don't forecast too far ahead. And this can be problematic, and it is problematic in many ways. but we found that forecasting too far out is useless. So now we're looking at a rolling 90 days, and we don't look a day past that. So we're stocking for 60, we're forecasting for 90, and at the moment, that seems to be working for us.